Hey everybody, if you're watching this video, then you're interested in our 4-H Feather Classic, and hopefully you become a future chicken shower. So today we're going to go over some different things about showmanship, how to show a chicken, and then also the parts that go with raising chickens for the show. The two breeds that you can pick from for our show are Plymouth Barred Rock and Gold-Laced Wyandottes. They were bred by farmers in America to be both very good egg layers and then also be good meat producers as well. So a dual purpose breed, and they're just really good hardy birds. They're made to be on the farm, out in the elements. So hopefully nobody should have any problems raising these types of chickens, and we should all have a great successful show when we get there in October. You want to have a heat lamp, a dry warm place for your chicks to be when they first get to your house. So maybe a Rubbermaid tub or a cardboard box with some shavings in the bottom, and then good dry feed and a good clean source of water is also very important. And then the heat lamp to make sure that they stay warm. So you're going to want a thermometer to, when you first start out, you can lay the thermometer on the ground in your brooder box to make sure that you're not getting your box too hot and that your chicks are comfortable. You won't need your heat lamp for very long, so that you'll probably only need a heat lamp for the first week or two until you can adjust those chicks to the correct temperature of the room that you have them in, whether it be in your basement or in your garage or out in the barn, wherever you're raising your chicks. So to care for our chicks when we first get them, you will be given a small bag of starter feed, and you also may have to get your own starter feed as well, because our chicks will be on starter feed for the first part of their lives. And then the next feed that they're going to move into is a grower feed, so that our chicks can grow until they become laying hens, and then they would go on a layer ration. You probably won't start feeding a layer ration until right before the show or after the show if you decide to keep your chickens, because that's when our chickens will actually start to produce eggs. The differences in all three of these feeds, the starter feed, the grower feed, and the layer feed, they're all balanced differently for different nutritional requirements of the bird when they're at that certain stage of growth in their life. So that's why they're started on a starter feed, because they're little babies and get started out, and then we're going to grow them up to be adults, and once they get to be adulthood, they'll get on their layer ration, just to help their body develop correctly. So once these chicks get big enough and you turn them out in your outside coop or whatever your plan is, you need to think about raccoons, foxes, coyotes, maybe even the neighbor's dog. So just be prepared, have good strong fencing, maybe have a top cover as well, because raccoons will get up and climb over, so will a fox. They can also dig underneath, so be conscious of that. And always just keep an eye on your chickens. Don't be afraid to let them out during the day, and once they get acclimated to where their home is, so that you can let them run around and forage for different things. To keep them good, happy, and healthy, but always keep a mindful eye about predators and how they can possibly get into your coop at night. Biosecurity is biological security. So we're worried about things that we can't even see with our own eyes. We need a microscope to look at these things, to find them, and they can get in, like how you and I get the cold, or we can get the flu. These birds can get different sicknesses and diseases that we don't even know are there until it's too late, because we've already transferred them to our chickens. So biosecurity, or biological security, is trying to be conscious about passing things from one flock to the other, just like you don't want to sneeze in your hand and then shake your friend's hand, because you could give them the cold if you have the cold. If this is your first time with chickens, or maybe you already have a flock, we always need to be thinking about biosecurity because our chickens are prone to many different diseases. But these breeds we have are pretty hardy breeds, so we don't need to worry too much about that. But just be mindful that if you go to a friend's house that has chickens, before you go back out to your flock at home, change your clothes, wash your shoes. If you and your friend are at each other's house and you're both in the 4-H feather show, you don't really need to worry about because these chicks came from the same place and the same flock. But if you go to an outside flock, or if that friend or you have a flock at home that's separate from these chicks, don't intermix them. Try to be as biosecure conscious as you can to make sure that they live long and healthy and that they stay in good shape. When it comes to chicken showmanship, it's all about your judge interaction and presenting your bird properly, because the bird actually isn't being judged at that moment, you are. That's why it's called showmanship. You always want to pull your bird out of your cage head first, so that, if you think about it, if you pulled your chicken out backwards, you could catch your wings on the edge of the doors. So always pull your bird out head first and put your bird back in head first. Tuck one hand underneath, pin it to your chest or abdomen, and you can walk around wherever you need to go. You can also, kind of pet your chicken to comfort it and keep it calm. You want to know the different parts of your bird. You don't need to know everything, but just know the simple anatomy of the bird, of feet and legs, wing, head, beak, eye. Be able to answer some questions about what you're feeding it, how old your bird is, how long you've had your bird, how you've cared for your bird. Another tip while at the show, especially when you're waiting in the lineup deck to meet the judge and present your chicken, is the judge isn't just judging you when he or she is with you. They're watching the entire show and interactions between contestants. So you need to be, kind and courteous to everyone, which I know we all are all the time, especially with 4-H. But the judge isn't just watching you at that moment. They're always watching throughout the show how you handle your bird, how you treat other people, because showmanship isn't just about showing your bird, it's about being a respectful contestant the entire time we're at the show. Just have fun, have basic knowledge of questions that you could be asked from the judge, and good luck.